Dear Dumb Diary, today we're going to talk about why love scares me at the big age of 24. Also, if you can't tell, I'm wearing a Drake t-shirt because just like this man, I'm going to be singing for the rest of my life. So I was like, this is very appropriate to wear, especially after the Super Bowl. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a very interesting video if this is your first introduction to me, but just know I'm a learning and growing girl. So exactly as the title says, why dating scares me at the big age of 24 years old. And I feel like I'm kind of okay with it, but I'm also not. As much as I fear, relationships and intimacy, I also crave it just as much, which then causes a little bit of a little issue, if you know what I'm saying. This video was actually inspired by Via Lee, as she made a video a year ago explaining like the fear of relationships from an avoidance POV, and like she emphasizes how she's never dated before. And then when I watched this video like a year ago, which I still resonate to so much to this day, I was like, wow, I never knew how to put how I was feeling into proper words, and she literally did it for me. And I kind of want to do my own version of that because I feel like these kind of things should be normalized. So make sure to watch a video like when you're done watching this, because again, she says it perfectly, and she made me realize things that I wasn't aware of. Because of her video, it made me realize things that I wanted to change in my life and how I wanted to do things differently, because I didn't want to be in that same mindset that I was at least a year ago. I'm gonna just say fear of intimacy, because if I say fear of love, it just irks something inside of me. So the fear of intimacy, I feel like it's real, and it's like what I really fear most is just being vulnerable with a person. Like, I can't find myself to be vulnerable with people. And it's like, if I am very vulnerable with you, that means I trust you. Like, I trust you. I don't want to put down my walls, because if you were to do something, it's going to take me so long to get those walls back down for the next person. So a lot of times I feel like I just set myself up for failure. It just gets exhausting having to introduce yourself every time to someone, being vulnerable with someone every single time. And then I think I learned this from like a little bit of a younger age, where it's like I don't want to keep letting people into my life if they're just going to leave. On the friendship side, I have so many friends that I still talk to, like my girlfriends, bro, my elementary girls, my high school girls. I still talk to these girls to this day on a daily basis. We keep up with each other all the time, and it's like I'm so happy they've been with me through thick and thin, and we've been there for each other as well. So it's like that's what I want on the dating aspect. But it's like when it comes to having to really get vulnerable, especially with a guy, with a man, it's different. Never experienced what it was like to be in a relationship, and it's like I'm at a point in my life where it's like I'm no longer in the high school sweetheart phase. Elementary, middle school, whatever you call it, I never had a whole like secret boyfriend. In high school, I didn't feel like I was worth anything, and I was like, I don't want to crush on a guy because they're definitely not gonna like me back. So it's just like building up my walls to the point where I've just grown to be very, very independent. Personally, I don't feel like I can go freely, go on dates, get to know someone, try new things. No, I'm at that mentality of like, I need to start building my future, because I'm in my mid-20s. I am an adult. I'm no longer a teenager. Like, I need to start really thinking for myself and my future. And that stems from like my childhood. As a girl with immigrant parents, bro, I'm black, my parents are African, they're from Africa. They were strictly like focused on education because it will impact your future. And that was my whole mentality. So it's like the whole topic of like, oh, boys and relationships, it was never in the equation to begin with. So I was always in that mentality of I'm just gonna keep hustling and bustling and working as hard as I can, to the point where it's like that's been my constant mentality to this current age, where it's like, now if I'm going to get someone to be a part of my life, I'm gonna have to cut down on the work to spend quality time with them, because I would also be annoyed if my partner was constantly working and we barely spend time with each other. That's one of the things that just sets me back so much, because it's like now I don't want to meet someone, because it's like, what if they stop me from achieving my goals and my dream? And it's like, I shouldn't be thinking that way, but I am, and it's bad. And I feel bad for thinking this way. I think it's important that I'm also aware of this, instead of just like blindly going into dates and like hoping whoever I partner up with, they just go with the flow. Like, no, these are things I need to communicate with whoever I end up. Don't know, bro. Like, these are the things that I'm constantly thinking about. I use work to distract myself enough to the point where I don't even think about these things like majority of the time. But then when you're watching movies, you're reading books, you're reading comics, and you're just like scrolling on social media, these things are always present to the point you're like, oh wow, I wish I had something like that. Like, I'm craving for that kind of connection and intimacy, because like it's just human nature. But then it's like, I don't want that. Like, the best person come around, they're everything I'm looking for, but then I will go ahead and look at their weaknesses, look at their flaws, and be like, no, what, I guess we're not compatible. I'm not about to waste our time. I kind of just like push them away, and it's like, oh, I dodged a bullet there. But it's also like, everyone has flaws. I have flaws. This video is literally showing off my flaws. So it's like, who am I to judge this person, right? Like, I can't blame anyone else but myself for constantly just shooting myself in the foot, because that's all I'm literally doing. If you were to ask me this a year ago, I probably wouldn't have been as aware as I am now, because now, even with like friendships, like my friends, I communicate with them more, because like a lot of times I don't text back. Maybe I'm like grinding out a video edit, or like I'm really going crazy on a drawing and it's like, nobody talked to me, I'm really focused on this thing. It could be an ADHD thing. This is just me assuming, but it's just like, I could be so focused on something where it's like I need to shut the whole world around me and like cut social ties just so I can like fully go off on like a project that I'm working on. And then when I'm ready and I'm comfortable talking to people, I'll talk to them. And I've communicated with my friends so many times, like, hey, if I do this thing, don't be offended, because it's just like how I am. If I haven't texted someone, I won't post on social media. Like, I will not post on my story, because then it's going to be like, I'm going to think to myself like, gosh, you're going to see that I'm posting on social media, but I'm not responding to their text. Let me not post anything until I'm ready to text them. So then I text them, and then I'm free to like post on social media. Crazy thing, bro. Majority of the times I'm not avoiding you. It's just like, I just need my time to myself, and then I'll be ready to talk to you again and socialize with other people. But then it's like, if I were to introduce someone into my life completely new, they don't know my behavior, my patterns, if they're not familiar or used to that kind of like flow, it'll take some adjustment for them, some time to adjust to like how I am, how I act. And it's like, I don't want to spend time adjusting. You see, it's like, I just want you to know. And that's just like asking for a lot. I know. Can you blame me? Like, it sucks getting hurt. I've put up my walls so many times, and I let very little people in. And the people that are still in my life, I absolutely love them. But I have like experienced a lot of like loss, betrayal, hurt. It's like, it sucks. And it's like, I don't want to spend my time look at a potential suitor going like, oh my gosh, bro, they're everything that I dreamed of. Then they hurt me in the worst way possible. Then it's just me building my walls back up, putting like a river moat everywhere. I'm stuck in my castle like Rapunzel, and it's like, no one is coming near me until I know for sure I've done a background check. Because like, what if you're a criminal and you have a criminal record? Like, I need to know for sure that you will not do anything to cause me harm. So after all this while, I have understood that my attachment style is avoidant, but it's also anxious. So avoidant is being distant, unemotional, and avoid closeness. Setting myself up for failure just so I don't get hurt is crazy. And then also anxious, because anxious would mention like being clingy, highly emotional, and seeking reassurance, which is also something I hate that I am. I hate to admit this, but like, when I do find, and this was something like even back in like high school, because like, mind you, I've never been in a relationship. If I do get close to a person, I do tend to be a little bit clingy, and it takes a lot from me to not do that. Like, for some reason, they actually get me on all different levels, and it's like, now I have to like cling on to them so I don't lose them, because what are the chances of me finding someone like them again? So then I get super clingy, but I don't show it. But like, I know how clingy I can get. I just hold back. And it's like, I'm always having to seek reassurance. Like, I have to stop everything myself, going like, Oh my gosh, bro. So guy, I was like, are you sure you like me? I don't believe it, bro. I need some time. Like, this is too much for me. I would be like, no, are you sure? Like, constantly asking, like, are you sure? Are you sure? No, you're joking. Like, I don't believe you. Then I'd be like, I'm not ready. And they'd be like, okay, I'll wait for you to be ready. And they would actually wait. I'm just waiting on a thin line of something that can happen. I'm like, okay, never mind. See, I was right. And just move on. So it's like being single for so long. You're just like, you know what? My options are open. There's like so many guys out there. And it's like, I get to like fantasize about the guy that I want. But then when you're like facing reality, it's like, okay, I have to be realistic, because why do I have such high standards for someone that's never been in a relationship before? But it's also like, it makes sense because I've never been in a relationship before. So what can I say now, reflecting back to like how I was feeling around this time a year ago? I used to be like, oh, by 25 I'm going to be in a 5-year relationship, because we're going to know each other for a good 5 years, and then maybe by 28 I'll look into marriage, and by 30 I already have kids. Like, I really had that mindset back in like when I first started university. Until now, it's just like I've never formed that kind of relationship, and it's like if I had, I just kept tearing it down. That is why a lot of times I stop seeking reassurance from people, because it's like, you know what, if I keep working hard, I'm just going to be the better version of myself that I've always wanted to be. And then it's like, I don't want someone coming in who has maybe their love language is quality time, and it's like, now I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time with them, and like they're probably not going to have the same drive to achieve their goals like me, and it's going to set myself back because I've been so independent for so long. Like, when you've been independent and single for so long, it's so hard having to adjust your lifestyle to also work with theirs. But I feel like right now I am in a position where like I'm open to someone, but they're able to like understand my drive and my thrive to achieve my goals, and then I can also work and accumulate with what they want as well, because I feel like I've been pretty flexible with that. But it's also like, for me, it's like, you have to understand, this is who I am, and it's like, I'm not about to change it for you. Don't expect you to change anything for me. I would find any and every reason just to not form relationships, and it's just like, I need to stop that. I am a grown woman. So I think understanding your attachment style, understanding your love language can really, really help you understand yourself, your needs, and your wants. These are the things that make me me. And it's like, if you don't like it, if you want to make changes to it, you can leave. Okay? Like, I'm not about to pretend to be someone that I'm not, and then having to slowly break down those walls of like introducing to how I really am, because that's exhausting. I think it's good to have some standards, because it's like, I don't want to be like, I'm just gonna take whatever I can get, because I know my worth. And being independent for so long, it's like, I know my worth. I know that I deserve more than I can get, and it's like, I'm not going to settle for less, and you shouldn't too. But yeah, a lot of times I enjoy my own company, but I'm also not totally against the idea anymore having someone else to enjoy my company with. So weird having such a strong conflict, but it's also so important to understand why you have such a conflict, just like working through it. So I'm really happy of like how far I've come, but don't expect me to be on social media on Valentine's Day. Like, happy Valentine's Day, but if you feed into it, you are just feeding into capitalism and what they want. You're just putting more money into their pockets. You can be younger than me, you can be older than me. Literally, there's no rush into this whole relationship thing. You just go at your own pace, and don't let other people influence you too much. I know I'm someone's type, I understand it, but I just can't find it within myself to open up and really like connect with someone on an intimate level. Like, it grosses me out. It doesn't even scare me at this point. It grosses me out. As much as I like love seeing it from a distance and I'm like craving it myself, it grosses me the heck out, and I'm like, keep it away. I'm swatting it with a fly swatter, about to bring out the mosquito buzzer like racket. Like, get it away from me. It's so gross, yet I still want it. That's all on my mind, and I might bring it back with a part 2 if I think of more things, because there's so much. This is a good starter point, so we're gonna leave it here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful, amazing, pretty people in my next video. Okay, yeah, bye guys.
All my fellas, all my fellas, all